I want to talk about vegans for just a moment. Webster describes vegans this way. They say vegans as a strict vegetarian who consumes no animal products. 3 of my kids are vegans. It's a great way to live. 1000% cool with it. You love it, I love it too. You can eat all the tofu, eggplant, wood chip. You can do whatever the hell you want, but stop coming to my house talking down to me because I eat meat. I don't want to hear it. Looking down the barrel of a gun, son of a gun. Damn right you smell meat. It's meat on the stove. It's meat in the freezer. I got meat in the glove compartment of my car. I put meat in your baby's formula bottle when you ain't looking. You know why you graduated from college? Because your old meat-eating ass daddy paid for it. Yeah. If you want an eating trim, here's my man, Dave Smoking.
I have 2 thoughts for this video today. 2 things I want to talk about. The Steve Harvey video, talking about his real feelings about veganism and about his children and what how he perceives they are to him as a result of their veganism and his choice to eat meat. It's a video that was it looks like actually came out in October of 2017, so last year. But more recently, YouTubers like Isaac Brown, Ask Yourself, have commented on it, and I follow Ask Yourself. I watch his videos, so that makes this something interesting for me to comment on. But the 2 things I want to talk about is first, something that I think a lot of vegans have dealt with or deal with at some point, which is having someone basically say to you, how dare you come into my house? How dare you come over here and act all high and mighty? And there's a million ways it happens. There's a million different contexts in which it happens. But that's something worth to vent about a little bit, I guess. And the second thing is what I think is actually a little bit more bothersome to me is when people do have people in your family, especially people who you otherwise love and care about, you. People in your family, people close to you who have real contempt for veganism, for what you say about it, what you say to them about it, but they never tell you about it. They choose to revile you in the shadows to make you almost this kind of sick joke in a way, a running gag. So this Christmas, one of my aunts got us all a present, and in true family fashion, if you're not my mom, you basically get everyone the same gift, and then try to pass it off on as this amazing thing that you saw when really you probably just picked it up off the impulse buy rack. But what she gave me and my 2 other brothers was this same bar of soap, maybe different scents, I don't remember, but it was basically the same company, same size bar of soap, by this company I believe was Duke Cannon. And I remember I got it, and my first question was, because I'd actually had conversations with this person before, discussing cruelty-free and vegan, and they had basically told me that they were interested in cruelty-free makeup, but they had no interest in whether or not something was made from animal products, whether something was vegan. So my first immediate thought was, I wonder if this is actually cruelty-free. So I looked at the soap. There was no vegan or cruelty-free logos or anything like that, no certification anywhere on it, no identifying itself with either of those things. But there was something on the side that actually said, literally on the packaging, and the whole steez of this company was that they're really manly or really brawny, it's a really brawny, it's a man soap, it's a rugged soap. And one of the things that actually said on the packaging was, Duke Cannon has never had a damn veggie burger in his whole life. So, there was no identification that certified that it was vegan or cruelty-free. It had glycerin in it. I mean, basically, I figure if it has glycerin in it and it doesn't say vegan or cruelty-free, I don't usually use it. And it had that, frankly, kind of insulting sentence on it. And it bothered me that she had not seen that. It was right on the packaging. And why she would give that to me. So I actually said to her at this Christmas gathering in front of everyone, I said, is this cruelty-free? I knew the answer, but I felt the need in that moment to state who I was, in a sense. To come out, for anyone who didn't already know, if you don't know, now you know. And, make a statement about, what's important to me, in a sense. That this matters to me. It matters enough to me that I'm willing to be visibly rude to you, visibly antagonistic a little bit to you at a otherwise quaint family gathering. And I don't remember what she said. She basically said, I'm so sorry, I have no idea, and stuff like that. I don't think she really thought it was. I don't think she really thought about that all getting it, but, she was embarrassed, understandably. And I remember later, one of my brothers, he basically, kind of chewed me out. Not in front of everyone. That's not really our family's fashion, to be honest. But I remember he basically said to me, you were rude. And, I don't even know if he said I should apologize, but he basically, said that wasn't right. And I don't remember what I said, but it just delved into this whole argument, is that TV vegan? Is that bed you're sitting on vegan? Because he was actually coming at me and saying, how can you prove it to me it's not vegan? Prove to me it's not. And I actually went to the website for this Duke Cannon company. Avoid it like the plague if you're vegan. Because it literally says on the website, Duke Cannon does not cater to vegans. It literally says that. On some level, I wouldn't care if I found out that was accidentally vegan. That glycerin in the soap was accidentally all plant sourced. That's insulting. And I would refuse to ever use that soap. Strictly because of that company's policy. Basically their policy is we don't care about you vegans. So he was coming at me, how do you know it's not vegan? How do you know it's not vegan? And I was laying down these little facts that I found. I was like, if you have a problem with that, you know where to go stick it. And that made him really mad, and then he started yelling at me and stuff like that. And that's when the whole thing came out. Is that couch vegan? Is that TV vegan? Is that desk over there vegan? And all these ridiculous things. And that was the end of the conversation at that point. But later on, I guess I also found out, and more so than this whole Christmas event and how bothering that was, which it was kind of bothering to me. Later on, I guess my aunt had given my mom something. It was some kind of cosmetic product. I don't remember what it was. I remember my mom told me that she had said to her, it's not cruelty free, it's not vegan. Don't tell Matt though. And that actually really bothered me in a deeper way. That cut deeper than, being called out on Christmas. Because it was like, I don't know, it bothered me that this person had some kind of contempt, or on some level they were making a joke out of the whole thing. Had enough contempt that to just randomly out of the blue make a joke about not telling me. I mean, is it saying that I'm a dick, that I'm a total scum of the world? No, but it's a subtle way of saying that I fundamentally disagree, and that this whole thing, something that I was basically at the time trying to say that I took seriously, that was an important part of who I am and what I was trying to do, that meant a lot to me, and had been turned into kind of like this really cheap joke, cheap laugh, cheap giggle. It's just ridiculous schoolyard level gossip that I was not privy to, and people were trying to hide from me. It's just kind of ominous in a way that there can be a division that forms within your family between you and the rest of them on the point of what you eat, over this hard ethical premises that I've never really experienced before. And it does bother me that when someone doesn't want to talk to me about it, when there is this almost resentment on some level that no one wants to bring to you, that's just lurking behind the shadows. I mean, I guess the question that on some level I ask myself is, if I had a choice, if I'm going to be an opponent, if I'm going to be an adversary, a silent combatant in this family, would I rather be would I rather be an opponent who is constantly being fought, constantly being engaged in battle? Or would I be a foe that people just choose to keep at an arm's length? Out of fear, out of dislike, out of convenience, out of safety. Maybe the most I can hope for is that it's just a mix.